Hey everybody, Surrounded Spider Monkey here again, and I wanted to bring you guys another deck profile. This deck profile will be my Dimitri slash Yami Yugi deck. It's more so inspired by the cards like Dimitri actually used across different media. Um, I guess ignoring GX Duel Academy because there he uses um, Joey's deck. Fun fact. Um, yeah. Most of this will be taken from, I guess, his appearance in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Color and the anime. So, with that said, let's get to it. Uh, First is, I guess you could call it the big boss of this deck. One copy of Dark Magician of Chaos. Um, I really like this card. One thing I don't like about it, however, is well, the fact he's banished when he leaves the field, but also the fact he kind of made the original Magician Black Chaos kind of pointless to use. But yeah, this card is like really cool. I really like him being like Dimitri's like big boss monster. So yeah, one copy of him. One copy of Dimitri didn't use this card, but I have one copy of Sorcerer of Dark Magic from Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light. He takes two level 6 or higher spellcasters to be sacrificed to summon him. But he can also like negate um, uh, trap cards and destroy them. So he's basically like Jinzo. If Jinzo had its anime effect. In the movie, he had an effect to power down monsters by 500 points for every spellcaster in your graveyard, which um, doesn't look like he retained that effect in the TCG, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, 3200 attack, 2800 defense points, really a powerful card. Even stronger than the Dark Magician of Chaos, actually. Next is one copy of Skull Archfiend of the Lightning. Um, I actually kind of like this card more than the original Summon Skull. um, the Yami Yugi actually uses this card along with Dark Magician of Chaos in the Nightmare Troubadour video game in certain levels. So that's also a big inspiration for this deck, not just like cards Dimitri used. Other decks are very similar, obviously, in certain media. One copy of Dedication for Light and Darkness just to make summoning Dark Magician of Chaos a little easier. One copy of Double Spell. Uh, just if the opponent plays like a key spell card, that should be just use it for yourself, I guess, at the cost of one of your magic cards. Usually, I'll probably take something like a Polymerization or a Monster Board or something. Or casual play, maybe like a Pot of Greed or Gristful Charity. Um, Dark Renewal. Sacrifice one of your monsters and one of your opponent's monsters to summon a high level like magician from your deck or graveyard. Really, the only targets in this deck are Dark Magician Girl, Magician, or not Dark Magician of Chaos, actually, unfortunately, but Sorcerer Dark Magic, Dark Magician, and Dark Magician Girl. But yeah, makes bringing out the Dark Magician a lot easier that way. Just one copy of Exchange because Yugi did use it a few times. And I believe Dimitri might use it too in some video games. One copy of Dimitri's actual big boss, Blackluster Soldier on for the beginning. He's really strong. Obviously, he takes one dark monster and one light monster to be banished from the graveyard to summon, but if he destroys a monster, he can attack like once again in a row. So, yeah, he can steal games pretty easily with that. For first attack, like, there's not much that can stop him, I guess. One monster recovery, just in case. If you have a weak monster and not much else in your hand, this card can help you see, like, more summonable monsters a lot easier by shuffling your deck. It does leave you open to attack in some cases, but one copy of Magical Hats just for protection, you know. One copy of the Dark Magician Girl. Nothing really to say there. One Big Shield Gardener. One copy of Buster Blader for Dark Paladin. One copy of Soul Rope to make getting out monsters just a little bit easier. One copy of the Beast of Gilfer. When this card is destroyed, you can equip it onto a monster on the field and decrease its attack by 500 points. I really like when Beast of Gilfer was used in anime, especially in Yugi's with Joey on the pier. Moving on, we got one copy of Multiply to use with Kuribo. One copy of Watabon because Dimitri actually did use this. One copy of Baphomet. I probably won't use this often other than using it for fusion summoning, but yeah, that's why he's here. Although 1800 defense points is nice. One copy of Yugi's, I guess, his saving grace in the duel against Gansley, actually. One copy of Swift Guy the first night. If he's the only card in your hand when you draw him, you can summon him without tributing. One copy of Book of Secret Arts to go with all the spellcasters in this deck. One copy of Monster Reborn. One Spell Shattering Arrow. I wish this card worked the way it did the anime to steal a spell card that your opponent played and use it against them, but unfortunately it doesn't. It just destroys spell cards and inflicts 500 damage for each one destroyed, which might be actually more useful, but... one copy of Magical Dimension to, again, make getting out the Dark Magician a lot easier. Just for a load of fence, one copy of Giant Soldier Stone. One copy of Obnoxious Celtic Guardian. Can't be destroyed monsters with 1900 or more attack points. So. One copy of Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts. one copy of the better Dark Magician's Valkyria. When she's on the field, your opponent can't target face-up spellcasters for attacks except her. So if you can get field only spellcasters with this deck, which not the easiest thing to do, but you know, protect them, I guess. This card is actually in here specifically because of Valkyria and her comboing with it in the movie. One copy of Mage Power. Yami Yugi actually used Mage Power and Valkyria in combination with Premature Burial to increase its attack by, I believe it was like 2,000 points to destroy a Blue Eyes White Dragon, actually. So yeah, I really like Valkyria. One copy of Swords of Revealing Light just to stall the game and give you some time to actually get out your monsters. One copy of Thousand Knives to combo with the Dark Magician, destroy monster on the field. One copy of Magician's Circle. Dimitri used this card in Spirit Caller when he's mimicking Yugi's deck, so it can help you get a spellcaster. Just to see more cards, we have one copy of Card Destruction. So if you have a bad hand, you can get another draw and hopefully get back in the game. My favorite use of Card Destruction, actually, was probably when Yami played it against Crump, when he and Joey were doing it against the Big Five. He made Crump discard monster, a board, and legendary option to totally just destroy the Big Five's combo. One copy of Brain Control, just to make, getting monsters for sacrifices a little easier. 800 points isn't that big of a cost, I would say. Dimitri and Yugi, neither of them actually played this card, but one Spiral Spear Strike. I can give a guy the first night or guy the Dragon Champion the ability to like piercing damage, and when they do, it allows you to draw 2 cards. So, yeah, if you can get either of those guys out, any of those cards out, actually it works with Swift Gaia too. So 3 targets for that. If you can get any of those 3 monsters out, and you can inflict damage to your opponent, you can draw more cards, and that's really valuable in this deck to help you see more of your powerful monsters. Spellbinding Circle, which unfortunately doesn't work like it did in the anime. Shadow Spell basically does exactly what it's supposed to do. So, yeah, this card can just help stall again to help protect yourself until you can see something good. One copy of Guy the First Night. One copy of Emblem of Dragon Destroyer. Just to add a Buster player from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. Yugi used this actually against Vivian Wong in a really underrated duel. So that's why this is here. I did have a card called Magical Restoring in this deck, but it works with spell counters, and the only cards I have in this deck to do with spell counters otherwise are Skilled Dark Magician, Skilled White Magician, and they already do what Emblem Dragons, they already do what Magical Restoring does, but better, faster, so it's kind of counterproductive to have that card in the deck. One Curse of Dragon. one card that Yami, Dimitri rather, actually did use in the anime, Monster Incarnation. He actually comboed this with emergency provisions to sacrifice this card and 2 other spell cards you set to gain 3,000 points and put Freebo back in his hand. So yeah, really awesome play actually. And I find it funny because like after he does all that shading, his like first thing to say to Jade is like, "So did you get all that?" And then Jade immediately forgets that Dimitri put Karima back in his hand. So 2 copies of polymerization. I know Yugi and Dimitri both only used 1, but I have multiple fusions in this deck, so uh, copies of the Mystical Elf. Nothing really to say there. I like the Mystical Elf. She's really pretty. 2 copies of Karibo. He's Deckmaster and is Dwarf Gansley. uh, 3 copies of Skill Dark Magician and 1 Skill White Magician to make summoning Black Dark Magician and Buster Blader a lot easier. And they're actually pretty good beaters and pretty good defenders in their own right. So, and last but not least, for the main deck, we got 2 copies of the Dark Magician. That's all for the main deck. Now we move on to first we got 1 copy of Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. When he's destroyed, you can actually summon one of his fusion materials from the graveyard. So give you something nice to sacrifice if he's destroyed. And you can hold on for a turn. Next we got one of my all-time favorite classic fusions, actually. Guy the Dragon Champion. I love whenever he brings this out. It's really cool. And last but not least, I hesitate to call this card the real boss of this deck, but he kind of is. Dark Paladin. He gains 500 attack for every dragon on the field and in the graveyard. And when a spell card is activated, you can discard 1 card and negate the activation and destroy it. So, fun fact, I actually did not know Dark Paladin had that effect. So, once while I was in my championship duel with Yami Yugi in Nightmare Troubadour for the Expert Cup, I played a Magic Guard thinking it would help me win the game. He had Dark Paladin out, and he negated it, and I was like, wait, what? So I immediately had to check the card and be like, oh, I actually had no idea Dark Paladin could do that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Yugi is super difficult to defeat in that game, and I know this deck doesn't have a lot of summonable monsters. It's really reliant on either getting them out really early and maintaining your field, or else just stalling until you could get something stronger. But yeah, I really like this deck. If I had to compare my Dimitri deck with my Joey Serenity hybrid deck, I definitely say my Joey deck is a bit better and a bit stronger. But yeah, I'd really like to actually like put those decks like against each other. I think that it would be really fun. uh, yeah, Dimitri, one of my favorite one-off characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, I love Yami Yugi too. Yeah, with that said, let me know your favorite. a duo of Yami Yugi's and a favorite card Dimitri played actually. um, with that said, that's gonna do it for this video. Next deck we do might actually be my Serenity and Mokuba decks actually. So with that said, I'll see you. Bye.